Yeah, welcome to the class again. Here, what we are reducing is we are reducing aromatic systems. Aromatic systems are more stable, but still we are reducing them. It is simply because the reagents are strong enough to reduce the aromatic systems. Okay, though we are getting non-aromatic product from aromatic product, but still the reduction occurs because the reagents are very strong, so that they can easily reduce the aromatic systems. So when we have an electron withdrawing substituent on the benzene ring, then that carbon will undergo reduction, and the fourth carbon from this substituent. So both will undergo reduction. Of course, as I said, the reason is that this anion is more stable. We can also have a resonance form for this. So if you write the resonance structure here, so the negative charge will be polarized like this, so that we will generate an anion here. Okay, even the radical will also. So when we draw the resonance contributors for this, so this is one resonance form possible, and this is another resonance form possible. When compared to this anion, this is more stable because this anion, it is on a carbon which is having electron withdrawing substituent. So this electron withdrawing group can stabilize this anion, whereas this anion is doesn't have that additional stabilization. Similarly, we can also look at the reduction of aromatic systems which are having an electron releasing group. When we reduce aromatic systems with electron releasing group, the carbon which is having electron releasing group will not undergo reduction. So electron releasing group must be on the double bond. So next carbons will undergo reduction. Okay, so the double electron releasing group must be placed on the double bond. Next two carbons, so one carbon this side and one carbon this side, will undergo reduction. I'll give you the reason for this also. When we add sodium metal, it generates a radical anion. It generates a radical anion. When the radical anion is like this, it is more stable. When this radical anion is like this, it is more stable, so that when we add additional co-solvent alcohol, so it will be converted to like this. I will also give the resonance contribution, another resonance contributor for this. if we want to reduce this like this, then it is less stable because the carbanion is having an electron releasing group substituent. Generally electron releasing groups will stabilize carbocations and will destabilize carbanions. So if you want to reduce this aromatic system like this, it is unstable, whereas this is more stable. So because it is more stable, it will give you this product. When we look at the sum of the examples for this electron releasing groups, alcohol groups or alkoxy groups, amines, alkyl groups, thio compounds or phosphorus compounds, something. This is also under alcohol type. So yeah, these are all examples for electron releasing groups. Let's take a snapshot. I'll change this page. Right. Now we will look at the sum of examples on Birch reduction so that we can appreciate the topic. Of course, we know all carbonyl groups are electron withdrawing groups, but when we have ester groups or a ketone or an aldehyde, of course, these are all normal electron withdrawing groups, but in Birch reduction, first they will undergo reduction to corresponding alcohols. So first they will undergo reduction to corresponding alcohol. Sorry. So now they become electron releasing groups, right? In a Birch reduction, they will undergo esters. So this is electron withdrawing group here. After reduction, it forms an alcohol, which is an electron releasing group. So when we have an ester or aldehyde or ketone functional groups on benzene ring, they also behave like electron releasing groups. They also behave like electron releasing groups, and the product is not ester or ketone or aldehyde. The product is always an alcohol. So when we talk about the electron withdrawing functional groups, there are only two electron withdrawing functional groups, three. One is carboxylic acid, another one is amide, and then aryl group. All other substituents are electron releasing substituents. So ester first will undergo reduction to alcohol. Now it is an electron releasing group. So according to electron releasing group, Birch reduction will take place. Now, how do we write the products in a Birch reduction? Now we need to look at the nature of the substituents, whether they are electron releasing or electron withdrawing. Here, both the alkoxy and the alkyl groups, both are electron releasing groups. So these are electron releasing groups. That means these must be placed on alkene. These must be placed on alkene. Now, how do we place the double bond? You can place the double bond in several ways, but you need to remember that first we need to accommodate these two electron releasing groups on the double bond. If it is not possible, then we will think of other alternatives, but first make sure that these alkyl donating groups, all electron releasing groups, must be placed on the double bond. Electron withdrawing groups must be placed on the saturated carbon. You can place the double bonds like this, so that both the alkoxy group and alkyl group are placed on the alkene. You may try placing the double bond in any different way, like here, like this, but other methyl group, the methyl group will not come on the alkene. Okay, so you can place the double bonds in several ways, but what is important is electron releasing groups must be placed on the alkene. Electron withdrawing groups must be placed on the saturated carbon. There may be some exemptions. I will discuss those. This compound is called anisole, and when we do Birch reduction, this is an electron releasing group, so it must be placed on the double bond. It is not a conjugated system, but this can be converted to a conjugated system by treating this molecule under mild acidic conditions. For example, it is around pH 6. So under mild acidic conditions, the double bond will undergo rearrangement so that it generates a conjugated system. It generates a conjugated system like this. Now we can do a Diels-Alder reaction on this. So this is a diene and the alkyne acts as a dienophile. So when we mix them and heat it in a sealed vessel, we can have Diels-Alder reaction. I'll give the product of Diels-Alder reaction also. So it is a reaction between the end carbons in the diene and the dienophile. This is the product, CO2 ET, CO2 ET, and this is the new double bond. Under similar conditions, this fellow will also undergo retro Diels-Alder. Retro Diels-Alder, that means backward. So here this alkene will be leaving. What we are getting is OCH3, CO2 ET, CO2 ET, plus we are generating this alkene. So it is called retro Diels-Alder reaction. So under similar conditions, we can have Diels-Alder reaction as well as a retro Diels-Alder reaction. The product in a Birch reduction is non-conjugated diene, but this can be converted to a conjugated diene under mild acidic conditions. When we have a diene can be used in Diels-Alder reaction along with a dienophile, so that generates a 6-membered ring. Here the bridge system, this can be eliminated in a retro Diels-Alder reaction. Retro Diels-Alder means reversible Diels-Alder reaction. So we will discuss them during pericyclic reactions. Similarly, this compound can be treated with lithium in liquid ammonia. So here we are also using co-solvents because these two are electron releasing groups. They must be placed on the double bond because both are on 1 comma 2 carbons, both are on side by side carbons. So we can have a double bond here for both the substituents. We can easily write like this. Now this can be explored in two different ways. Under mild acidic conditions, not just pH 6, it is more than that. Oxalic acid is even stronger acidic. The acidic pH may be around 4 to 5. So under these conditions, this vinyl methyl ether, it will undergo hydrolysis. Vinyl methyl ether will undergo hydrolysis. It generates enol. Enol can be tautomerized to corresponding carbonyl. Enol can be tautomerized to corresponding carbonyl. So under oxalic acid conditions, this vinyl methyl ether will undergo hydrolysis to generate enol, that means OH here. So enol can be converted to alcohol. So this is alpha, beta, gamma. So beta, gamma unsaturated carbonyl. Similarly, this intermediate can also be explored under strong acidic conditions. Under strong acidic conditions, of course, the vinyl methyl ether will undergo hydrolysis, so it generates a ketone. At the same time, the double bond will also undergo migration. Double bond will also undergo migration so that it generates an enone, or we can say alpha comma beta unsaturated ketone. Alpha comma beta unsaturated ketone. So we can explore the Birch reduction products in many ways. They can be the double bonds can be made conjugated so that we can utilize them in pericyclic reactions. We can hydrolyze this vinyl methyl ethers so that we can have carbonyls. Even the double bond is made to rearrange so that we also get enones. There are several possibilities. generally in these Birch reductions, there is always a possibility for directly generating this conjugated diene. Okay, we were discussing that only non-conjugated dienes will be generated, but there is a possibility for the generation of conjugated diene also. So to eliminate the conjugated dienes, what we generally do is we will add an alcohol or water so that the generated amide ion, see liquid ammonia, when it donates a proton to aromatic system, ammonia, it becomes NH2 minus. NH2 minus. It is called amide. This amide ion is a strong base. So this strong base can easily isomerize this unconjugated double bond to a conjugated double bond. That means it will take a proton here, it will pick up a proton here, so the negative charge will be polarized or isomerized. So under strong basic conditions, that means when we don't add any co-solvent, then we can also have a direct conjugated product. For example, in this case, we get 20% of the conjugated system, whereas the same reaction with NN dimethyl aniline, when we do this reaction on NN dimethyl aniline, it is a strong basic conditions. So here we will get exclusively conjugated product. So when we do Birch reduction on NN dimethyl aniline, we will get conjugated product. Yeah, please take this. So it is possible to have a minor amount of conjugated product. Even if you want major amount of the conjugated product, what we need to do is we don't add alcohol or water in the reaction, so that under strong basic conditions, double bond isomerization can easily occur. So that we can clearly see in case of NN dimethyl benzene. So NN dimethyl benzene undergoes Birch reduction to give a diene product. So here we don't get non-conjugated, we will get a conjugated diene only. Look at this example. When you look at this example, we have electron releasing groups and electron withdrawing groups. So according to the principles, electron withdrawing groups must be placed on the saturated carbon. Electron releasing groups must be placed on the alkene. Here, carboxylic acid is a strong electron withdrawing group. So it must be placed on a saturated carbon, and a carbon which is 1 comma 4 relation. So that means this carbon and this carbon, they will be saturated, and these two will be unsaturated. But when you look at this carbon, a saturated carbon is having an electron releasing group. You know, in whatever way we look, it is not possible to accommodate all the 3 releasing groups on the double bonds, right? So we cannot accommodate them. So this is an exception, right? So if it is possible to accommodate the electron releasing groups on the double bond, you go further. If it is not possible, then leave it. Okay, we cannot. Yeah, there must be 1 comma 4 carbons must be reduced, because this methyl group is at 1 comma 4, so we cannot do anything. So this will be saturated. So under basic conditions, CO2H, it becomes CO2 minus, because proton, carboxylic acid proton is very acidic in nature. So it will easily undergo deprotonation. So CO2 minus is sufficiently electron rich, that it does not undergo reduction. It does not undergo reduction. I'll give you one more important reaction. When we are doing Birch reduction on esters, ketones, or aldehydes, as I said earlier, first they will undergo reduction so that they will become alcohols. Alcohols are electron releasing groups. So accordingly, Birch reduction will occur on aromatic system. But the ester group can be preserved or can be protected if we add water first. First add water, then sodium metal. So when we follow this sequence of reagents, then we can easily preserve the ester moiety. So in this case, ester moiety will not undergo reduction. So if it doesn't undergo reduction, it is an electron withdrawing group. So accordingly, this ester group must be placed on a saturated carbon. So this will be like this. So when we add water first to the ester, ester group will be protected in Birch reduction. You can write that point. Addition of water or tertiary butanol, some alcohol, okay. Addition of water or tertiary butanol will preserve, before metal addition preserves the ester moiety, preserves the ester moiety. Addition of water or tertiary butanol before metal addition preserves the ester moiety.